Hey, Cross Park. I want to blow through 4 reminders, 2 requests, so that I can get to one announcement that I hope will be a rich encouragement to you. By way of reminder, men's prayer on Saturday, 7 a.m. at the house on Hemby. Brothers, we got lots going on, lots to pray about. Your prayers would certainly be helpful to us and to the kingdom as we gather together. 7 a.m. house on Hemby, Saturday. In worship on Sunday, just let you know we have our graduate recognition happening during the service. Then we also will be celebrating communion. But prior to communion, we'll have our sermon, obviously, which is going to be coming out of 2 Peter chapter 2. So 2 Peter 2, certainly worth a read ahead of time. Graduate recognition, sermon on 2 Peter 2, Lord's Supper, all in worship. Then after worship, we're going to invite you outside under the pavilion where we are going to have the reveal of our new logo and branding stuff. So right after worship, there'll be time for you to get kids so everybody can gather out there under the pavilion and we can share a few words, some of the thinking on what all was going on with the rebrand, and then let you see it and answer whatever questions we can about that. So that's after worship on Sunday. The next Wednesday, something kind of new is the Play and Connect. That happened this past week as well. But May 20th, during youth group, there'll be an opportunity for not only the 3, 4, 5 age range folks, but families generally can come hang out during that 6:30 to 8 p.m. Wednesday timeframe at Hemby for some fellowship. So those are our reminders about what's going on. 2 requests. One has to do with roadies on Sunday morning, particularly over the summer. Have mentioned before, but I'm on sabbatical this summer. Jeff Nykirk is leaving for Kentucky. Will Milks is leaving for Raleigh. And so that leaves on any given Sunday 3 roadies not present. So we need help this summer. There's a Sign Up Genius out. If you could just take one Sunday, or if you could take a consistently second Sunday this summer, that'd be great. We need the extra help. So please do log into that Sign Up Genius and take what you can. Show up about an hour before, hour 15 before worship, help get everything set up. That would be a great ministry. So that's request number 1. Request number 2 has to do with the live stream. We need help with someone to own the live stream. That's something that Will has had on his sort of radar screen, something he's been taking care of, making happen. But we would love to have somebody else from the congregation who's willing to own that. And that could either be just run it as it is, or are there other ways we could do it that maybe are simpler, less Will dependent, as it were. 2 requests, roadies and live stream. If you can click for the roadies thing, click that Sign Up Genius link in the emails. And if you are interested in live stream, you could reach out to, I think one of the deacons would probably be the best to bet, or Will while he's still here. Now, the announcement, what I actually wanted to spend a little bit of time on today. We have just this week, after months and months of work, finalized a new shepherding model for Cross Park Church. In the past, our congregation has been divided into flocks, and each elder had a flock he was responsible for. One of the things that we've wanted to shift is to share the burden of caring for the congregation. Not just to share the burden, but to bring the gifts and the insight and the care that other kinds of people bring to the table. So our new shepherding model is a triad-based model. What that means is there are 3 people who are over each flock, as it were. That means we're going to have an elder, a deacon, and a shepherdess. Those 3 will be working as a triad to care for the members of their flock. There's a lot more that can be said about that, and next week we're going to be sending you some documentation, just a kind of a tangible representation of what that can look like and what we hope that will look like, just so you can see better what we're envisioning. But we want to ensure that everyone in the congregation has opportunity to know and be known, that their gifts and their concerns can be they have a place to go with those. And having 3 people care for a flock is going to provide, we're hoping and we believe, will provide better all-round care for all the members of those flocks. So very excited about that new triad structure. If you haven't already heard from one of your triad folks, an elder, a deacon, or shepherdess, you will be soon. We've kind of released everybody to go care for their flocks. So you should be hearing from them soon if you haven't already, and you will be getting next week some documentation that relates to this new shepherding model. But that has all been part of a lot of the work that's been going on behind the scenes with a lot of very gifted people looking at policies that we need to have in place, re-envisioning our shepherding model. And so a number of things have been done that maybe we haven't necessarily talked about or haven't trumpeted, but things like a sabbatical policy. We now have a sabbatical policy for not only teaching elders, pastors like myself, but our ruling elders and our deacons and our shepherdess team. So that we know now what to expect. And sabbatical doesn't have to be a bad word. It doesn't have to be a scary PTS-inducing word. We want to reclaim that. It's biblical, it's rich, and it's long-term going to help establish a rhythm of care in our congregation that is healthy and good. So we have a new sabbatical policy. We have this new shepherding triad model that not only has the structure of triads, but there's also a leadership handbook that we've just approved this week after a lot of work coming out of the transition team, and elders have looked at it a number of times. Others have been involved in giving voice. A couple of shepherdesses have been engaged in that. And so a leadership handbook that outlines, consistent with our Book of Church Order, what the elders do, what the deacons do, what the shepherdesses do, and how together those groups care for and lead the congregation. Leadership handbook, we've gotten new staffing oversight. One of the triads is their flock is the staff. And so that's their job. That triad, their job is to care for the staff, to make sure that they have the oversight that they need, but a place that they can go if they have questions or concerns. We want to ensure that our staff is cared for over the long term. And so we're dedicating one of our triads, an elder, deacon, shepherdess, to care for the staff. We're also finishing up work on a domestic abuse policy that has been in the works for years, sadly had to get delayed, but we've been able to have outside parties comment on that, and that is in its final revision right now. And so there's been so much work behind the scenes because we recognize we haven't had some of the infrastructure that we've needed, some of the scaffolding around our ministries and our shepherding particularly. And so we've wanted to do that. And we are always open to hearing from you. Questions about any of that, happy to make any of those resources available, those documents available to you as you would like. So I recognize a bit of a longer video. Thank you for indulging me. Remember those 4 reminders about what's going on in our life together, 2 requests, and that 1 announcement about our new shepherding model, which we are enacting now and is part of a lot of behind the scenes work that many have been doing to seek to solidify our care for one another. So Cross Park, hope you are well. Excited to be able to talk more about that. Obviously I could talk for hours about all these things, but look forward to being with you in worship on Sunday when we gather around the Word and then come to the table together. These are rich moments for us as a church body of believers. So until Sunday morning, until we see one another again, remember, grace and peace are yours in Jesus. They are now, and they always will be, because He never changes.